1 Kings is a book of wisdom, rebellion, and divine power. From the rise of Solomon to the fiery showdown of Elijah, every moment is packed with history and prophecy. We'll walk through the full story in 3 minutes. David is old and weak, but before he dies, he declares Solomon the rightful king. His half-brother Adonijah tries to take the throne, but Solomon secures his rule and eliminates his enemies. God appears to Solomon in a dream, offering him anything he desires. Solomon asks for wisdom, and God grants him unmatched knowledge along with wealth and power. His wisdom is soon tested when he settles a dispute between two women claiming to be the mother of the same baby. Solomon begins the greatest construction project in Israel's history, the Temple of the Lord. It takes 7 years to complete, and its beauty is unmatched, covered in gold, cedar, and fine stonework. Solomon leads the nation in prayer. As he finishes, a great cloud of divine glory fills the temple, showing God's presence among his people. As years pass, Solomon turns away from God, marrying hundreds of foreign wives who lead him into idolatry. The once wise king now worships false gods, and God declares that his kingdom will be torn apart after his death. When Solomon dies, his son Rehoboam takes the throne, but he rules harshly. The northern tribes rebel and form their own kingdom under Jeroboam, fulfilling God's judgment. Israel is now divided. Israel's kings become increasingly corrupt. The worst is Ahab, who promotes Baal worship and persecutes God's prophets. But God raises up a fearless prophet to confront him. The prophet Elijah walks into Ahab's palace and boldly proclaims, "No rain will fall until I say so." Then he vanishes, and a devastating 3-year drought begins. On Mount Carmel, Elijah challenges 450 false prophets to a showdown. Baal's prophets call for fire, but nothing happens. Then Elijah prays, and fire from heaven consumes the water-soaked altar. The people finally see that the Lord is the true God. Despite his victory, Elijah is hunted by Jezebel and flees to the wilderness. There, on Mount Horeb, he encounters God, not in fire or wind, but in a still, small voice. God tells Elijah to anoint a new prophet. Elijah finds Elisha plowing a field, places his mantle over him, and calls him to follow. Elisha leaves everything behind to serve God. Ahab and Jezebel steal a vineyard from a righteous man named Naboth by having him falsely accused and executed. God's judgment is declared against them. Despite a disguise, Ahab is fatally struck by an arrow in battle, just as Elijah prophesied. He dies in his chariot, and his blood is licked up by dogs, fulfilling God's word. Want more? Click the link below for a full reading of 1 Kings. And, of course, please subscribe if you haven't already. Godspeed.